Hi everyone, welcome to Isomers TV. I'm your host, Manuela Marcheggiani.
Co-host Patricia Frenza. We're here with part 2 of what to mix or what not to mix.
Yes, skincare combinations to avoid, to do
Or not
to do. Right? Exactly, to do or not to do. Okay, so first of all, we want to just give you a bit of a update or a recap. Bit of a recap on things to keep in mind, skincare combinations to avoid. So we're talking about skincare combinations to avoid, and this is because there's a need to understand about ingredients and about mixing ingredients. So there will be times when I say avoid this with this. Like don't put a retinoid with a beta hydroxy and an alpha hydroxy and something else, I don't know, or just together. So I'll tell you that, and then maybe I'll make a formula and it has all those ingredients in it. Mm-hmm. I'm not contradicting myself. What I'm doing is trying to temper or manage chemistry in a laboratory versus chemistry in your bathroom, right?
Two very different things.
Yes, we're going to go from, and they hate when I say this, but when I say from lab to loo, because I always say, you know, there's farm to table, and then there's lab to loo. But when you're doing something in a laboratory and when you're creating a cream or a product, we take many things into account. We take into account the base, where it lives, where the cream is or the serum is created, what its base is, what the other ingredients are, what the pH is. So we understand this complete equation and we create this mixture, we create this formulation.
And the formulations are designed in a way so that they're delivered properly to the skin.
Exactly.
Because if you're taking two different formulas and mixing them in your loo, then you're not taking into consideration the delivery system of each individual one and how that's going to react, and if it's even going to get delivered. Is it even bioavailable to the skin?
Right. And also when you're at home and then you're taking something we make, something somebody else makes, something else that's in your bathroom, something else that a celebrity told you to get, something that you bought on whim, and you're mixing all of these together, you in essence are creating another formula. But that formula could have a lot of incompatible elements in it. And especially when we talk about, yes, the delivery system could get awkward or funny, but the actives could get too strong. And this is where you lead yourself into reactivity. It's too harsh, you can react to it, you get itchy, you get dry, your skin burns, your skin peels, and you think, well, maybe I'm purging. These are all different words for it's not the right thing at the right time for your skin.
More is not necessarily better. More is not always better.
That is so true. And the more we do studies, the more we understand that low dose with certain ingredients is better for you than high dose. It's like salt is good. You want to put a little bit of salt on your food. You don't want to oversalt your food, right? Because it becomes inedible. And if you really oversalt your food, it becomes fatal, lethal, right? Yeah. Because you can die even just from drinking a cup, of salt, right? Because it goes from being very good and healthy to extremely dangerous, and it's all a function of dosage, right?
Yep, it's the balance that you have to keep.
Right, so here we go. So that you probably get a lot of information out there in social media, magazines, advertisements, there's a lot of things going on. You want to experiment at home. I think it's great to experiment, but just be aware, okay? So retinoids, you don't want to mix your retinoids, your alpha hydroxy acids, and your beta hydroxy acids. Again, we're talking about 3 different kind of highly exfoliating acids. You put them all together. Each one is going to be strong on its own. When you mix the 3 together, they're stronger than 1 + 1 + 1. They don't equal 3 now. They may equal 4, they may equal 7. Depends on how it's formulated. And therefore, that can lead to reactions on your skin. Then we're going to talk about niacinamide and vitamin C. Now, niacinamide lives well with everything, usually. But if the niacinamide is higher than the clinical doses, so when you're thinking higher than 3 to 5%, so there are percentages, 10, 20% out there, they actually don't let the vitamin C do its job as well. So it kind of dulls, it kind of, I forget now, just not, the word doesn't even come.
Negates the effect?
Negates the effect, lessens the effect of the vitamin C, the potency of the vitamin C. So this is probably not something that you want to do, because with a vitamin C, you want to have the full antioxidant benefit. Now hear how this, and even though niacinamide is an antioxidant, it's kind of quenching the vitamin C's power. So you need a lower dose of your niacinamide if you're mixing it with a vitamin C. Benzoyl peroxide and retinoids, again, same idea. Two very aggressive kind of exfoliants or antibacterials, and they're too harsh together. Retinoids and exfoliating scrubs. But that would also be the same for a beta-hydroxy and exfoliating scrub. So anything that is, especially with beads or polishes, you're breaking your microbiome, you're stripping the skin.
You don't want to over-exfoliate, over-scrub, over-process your skin, because then you come to other issues.
Right.
Ruddiness, roughness, texture, irritation.
Compromised skin barrier.
Angry skin.
Once you compromise your skin barrier, nothing really works the way it should, right? So when you create or mix products together that compromise your skin barrier, make your skin very, very sensitive, make it very, very dry, make it very, very reactive, your first line of defense is your skin barrier. If that gate is broken, if that's broken, your skin is never going to feel safe or good. So that really has to be in check. It has to be in its best shape for anything else to really work properly. The other is going to be alcohol-based products and retinoids. So alcohol-based products are going to be, and when we talk about alcohol, we're not talking about cetyl alcohol, because that's actually a fat. It's a myth. People think, I see alcohol on the label and all alcohols are the same.
So glad you mentioned that. That's a common question we get. I see alcohol, does that mean it's drying out my skin? And you know, we do explain it that that's a fat, it's good for your skin.
Yeah.
And it's just the molecular structure that makes it an alcohol.
Right. So
in that class of family.
Exactly. It is its structure that makes it. It classifies it as such an alcohol, but it really is a fat. The one we say alcohols on your skin, we're talking about, the British would call it surgical spirits. We call it rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol. That's one of the alcohols. Another one that's very similar in the alcohol family is going to be witch hazel. You know, that's also very stripping to your skin. Even peroxides are not quite alcohols, but can be very sensitizing to the skin. Your vitamin C's with your alpha and beta hydroxys. So what you want to do there is you want to space them out. You might put a glycolic drops on your skin to lower the pH of your skin. You got to wait a couple of minutes, then you can put your vitamin C on. But you wouldn't mix them together. That's not how we do it, all right? Now, focusing in on, because we're going to talk this today about these two here. So we're going to talk about the 2% salicylic acid from Simple Science and the ceramide barrier cream. With beta hydroxy acids or salicylic acid, and fun fact, beta hydroxy acids, salicylic acids are an acid that dissolves the sebum, the lipids, the fats inside the pore. Very good for pore exfoliation. Very good to, I always say, liquefy the sebum to allow it to release so you don't have those blackheads, those plugs, those enlarged pores. Very, very good for inflammation. A lot of you are confused about this. They're saying, wait a minute, it's a beta hydroxy acid. It promotes exfoliation. It's an antibacterial. It gets rid of acne or pimples or everything. How can it take care of inflammation? Because it actually is soothing, because salicylic acid's cousin
is aspirin, ASA.
Is aspirin. And aspirin is a pain reliever. So these come from the same branch in chemistry. So they are cousins, they are related. So some of the properties of aspirin is in a beta hydroxy, is in the sal acid, right? So the salicylic acid will have a calming and soothing or anti-inflammatory effect. So that's also good to know. So you don't want to mix, do you want to say something?
No, I was just going to say, if you want to think about what aspirin is indicated for when we're talking medical industry and health issues, it's something that you would take, let's say, if you're subject to clogged arteries, thrombosis, emboli. You want to, so it takes and it helps to thin out the blood to keep those pipes or arteries running nice and clear. So thinking about that, it's going to keep our skin running nice and clear.
I love that. I take the 40, is it 40 ml, 40 milligrams? Is it the 40 or 80?
It might be 80 milligrams.
80
Likely
milligrams.
80 milligrams
Yeah,
a day.
yeah. After
Some people
I
are-
turned 55, I started that every day.
Yeah.
I just did it
You-
on my own. But
She's not a doctor. She should have probably consulted.
I should consult.
saying,
The
just
doctor
saying.
says I'm fine. So maybe because I do that.
She looks good. She's got nice, healthy cheeks.
But no, I like because I know that it helps with your, I know
Yeah.
that the aspirin thins out the blood and you get that flow. And this is something that as you get older and you think about your metabolism, but that is a brilliant way of thinking about it, because when you're thinking about how it's going to help with the flow of your system, the salicylic acid through the flow of your skin, especially inside those pores. And as you get older, or if you have problematic skin, the skin cells are not releasing as nicely or easily. So it's really good to have that flow to understand it breaks it down.
Let me disclaim that it's not to say that you're putting aspirin on your skin
No,
or
no.
it's systemic. This is a topical treatment
Topical
application.
cosmetic
It's
treatment.
not systemic, aspirin you take internally. This is just your topical treatment application to keep your skin clear, flowing properly, unclogged, skin refined. But just know that it is an exfoliant. And with exfoliants, especially if you're applying it during the day, you always want to wear sunscreen over top. That is a good disclaimer. Because
Always.
I'm not sure we talk about sunscreen enough.
I try to talk about sunscreen
Sunscreen
a lot, but I definitely, we get so many people that push back. There's so much pushback on sunscreen.
Yeah.
It's actually shocking. It's actually sad because people say, I don't wear sunscreen, there's nothing wrong with my skin. And I'm like, yet.
Not yet, right?
Not
You
yet.
haven't seen it yet. Come, I'll take a picture, scioscopy, let's see what's going on underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. And there's a lot of sad stories associated with not wearing proper sunscreen, missing spots. Like, that's why I'm a big fan of the mineral pigmented sunscreen, right? Or heavier mineral-based sunscreen. I know some people don't like the whitening and all this, but I always think,
The
you know what?
ashy
At
look.
least I know where it's gone, where it's been, because I witnessed people who wore sunscreen all the time. They said they did it right, but they always missed a spot, and that was the spot that the UV went in and changed their life. That's all I'm
Yeah.
going to say. So sunscreen is very important. Sunscreen is important when you're outdoors. Sunscreen's super important winter and summer. Obviously more so in the winter. Yes, I know where people are like, it's winter. But the reflection on the snow is enough to cause damage. Also, when you're using retinoids at night, beta hydroxys in the day, salicylic acid in the day, those things, sunscreen is a must. If you're doing laser treatments, chemical peels, microdermabrasion, sunscreen is a must. So there's treatments that you do that require you to wear sunscreen. There's ingredients that you use that require you to wear sunscreen. If you have issues like pigmentation, part of the pigmentation is your fault for not wearing sunscreen, right? That's part of how that happened.
Yeah.
So
But thankfully, we have all the solutions
We
for
have
all
all
of those
solutions.
issues you just described.
and I'm saying it in with all due respect and lots of love. It's just that I
Always
see
coming
the
from love, yes.
Yeah, we see the struggle, and we see, and it's really important to take it seriously. This is part of our health, right? Our skin, although it's skincare, and we're talking about make our skin beautiful and feel better, there is something to be said about the safety and the health and being wise and with the sun, because the sun is a factor that
Absolutely.
we need to, we're all susceptible to it. So beta hydroxy acids, what not to mix with them? Retinols and beta hydroxy acids. You would use your salicylic acid in the daytime. You would use your retinoid at nighttime. That's how you can use both, but don't mix them together. Right?
Yeah.
Then we're going to go vitamin C with beta hydroxy acids. Again, at the same time, probably not a good idea. So maybe you would use your beta hydroxy acid. You'd wait 3 to 5 minutes, put your vitamin C on.
Yep.
High alcohol content. So again, anything with the isopropyl alcohol, a surgical spirit, a witch hazel, something that's very drying and stripping to the skin. When you do something that's drying and stripping to the skin, I would prefer you'd put a niacinamide on and then put your salicylic acid on, right? So create a buffer, create some kind of barrier and create some kind of soothing. Another one that you can utilize well, that you could mix well, would be if you use a beta hydroxy acid, exfoliant, and then you wanted to put on your salicylic acid, you could even mix it with your ceramide cream and put the salicylic in there, because you've got the fat of the ceramide.
And we're going to get into why ceramide is so important for us.
Yes. So those are the what not to mix. So now, what to mix?
What are we mixing?
What are we mixing?
So we have our salicylic acid mentioned. You can apply it daytime, apply your sunscreen at nighttime. It's great to unclog those pores, keep the skin texture refined, help with some ruddiness, helps with that look of inflammation. So there's all of these benefits that salicylic acid has. It can be used on, that teen breakout to the hormonal breakout to the over 60 breakout, because believe me, I get calls all the time. I'm 60, I'm 70, why is my skin breaking out? So it's really interesting. And I think part of the reason is that there's so much more happening in the air. We're exposed to so much. I mean, recently we heard about those wildfires, and from Canada it was going all the way into the US. And that's something that's ongoing, and it's, I hate to say it, but it might just get worse. So we have to know how to protect our skin as well as our insides. And then there was the mask wearing, and some people have still compromised health, and you still wear a mask. So you might get that breakout in that lower part of your face, which is normal. But the salicylic is there to help keep your skin healthy. I mean, the key there is healthy. Our skin, if it's broken, if it's irritated, if it's damaged, it can't do its job in protecting us. It's a portable entry it's a mode of transmission. So we want to keep it healthy, we want to keep it clean. This is one way that we can do it. If you have pimples on your face and you're accustomed to picking, you can take that bacteria and spread it to other parts of your face. So you want to use the salicylic acid
Bacteria
to get
like
to
little
the
legs.
Yes,
It travels.
exactly. You want to target your skin. You want to target those spots. You don't have to use it all over. You can use it as a targeted treatment.
Spot treatment,
Some
absolutely.
people, you can absolutely do that and just do. Q-tip, fingertip. I mean, we love using our fingertips. These are our tools, right? So just remember that bacteria does travel. So when we say don't pop or don't squeeze or don't do this, it's not just because you're going to be left with a scar most likely, but bacteria does travel. You're going to create more of an issue on that skin surface. And you want to take a step back, deal with the issue. If it's down here, wear a mask. Go ahead and wear a mask.
And localize, control it, reduce its spread.
Yeah.
The salicylic acid, 2%, is very good too. It's perfect for oily skin. Oily skin can happen when you're older. A lot of times too, maybe you have dry, ruddy skin, a lot of sun damaged skin. So your skin kind of keratinizes, like it doesn't, the skin doesn't shed very easily. That can create a lot of blockages. So you'll notice blackheads or enlarged pores, right? So this is also another great place to introduce salicylic acid. So we want to talk about just overall skin texture and tone. So you may find the type of skin that you're looking at is skin with enlarged pores, greasiness, breakthrough shine, blackheads. Perfect salicylic acid. If you're a teenager or much younger, it's all those kinds of hormonal type of eruptions on your skin, spot treatments, especially ones that are kind of painful. Remember who his cousin is. So it's going to bring you a bit of that comfort. Now, on top of the salicylic acid, the cream that we do recommend is the ceramide barrier cream.
Relief. Yes.
Barrier relief. Now the ceramide barrier relief contains ceramides, and ceramides are sphingolipids, and that's very important because when you have this going on, and this woman has it perfectly, right here, you see that peeling skin with a little bit of eruption. You see here this kind of like crunchy peel skin, right? This is a perfect indicator. So not just dry skin. When you see flaky skin, when you see peeling skin, it's a perfect indicator that you are lacking ceramides, or you don't have enough ceramides, you don't have enough sphingolipids. If you think about skin like bricks, your skin cells like bricks, and the ceramides like mortar, and you're building a wall, you need the glue, you need that cement, you need that ceramide to hold the skin cells together. So when I look at something like this or like this, I just see free-floating cells, free-floating bricks. Nothing's holding it together. That means the ceramide need to be there, and this is where we start to see it healing or getting better. as it reduces the flakiness, it starts to be adhesion. So you're going to think, okay, you want exfoliation, but now you're telling me that the flakiness is not good. Exfoliation has to be done when it's ready to come up, when it's turn. If you think about your skin like in a lineup, when it's its turn, it sheds. But when you are lacking ceramides, there's no more of a lineup. All your skin cells are everywhere, and they're all coming to the front, and they're too young, not ready to actually exfoliate. That's why you need this balance between the ceramide and your skin. So this is something that you would mix.
Yes, definitely. And you can use this as a routine. You can add other things to it. You can change it up. You can change your nighttime routine, use your retinol at nighttime. You can, like Manuela said, you can use your niacinamide in between these two as a buffer.
You can add those to there.
So there's.
But you can't do. But can I do this?
No, not at the same time. Day, night.
See, good try. But I can do this.
And you can do this.
And I can do this.
So there's lots of opportunities to mix and match.
So the only thing you can't do
is that.
But you could do any other combination.
If you need any clarification, any help in organizing your skincare routine, whether it's isomers based or non-isomers based, you can comment, you can DM us, you can message us, you can email, you can call. We have a toll-free number. We're going to put it up on the screen. There's numerous ways to reach out to us. We're here to help you filter all of this so that you have your best skin, your healthiest skin. Now this duo I love because it's only $40. That's 40 Canadian dollars. This is absolutely amazing. I mean, you might find a salicylic acid for like super cheap, but you don't really know the rest of the story around it.
Well, with salicylic acid, you need to have, you don't want higher than 2%. People were asking me about the percentages of salicylic acid. So they're saying, should it be higher than 2%? Why is it 2%? So at 2%, this is considered an FDA or a monographed ingredient. So this is a very serious ingredient. Salicylic acid is not a joke, right? So at 2%, we're in the law legally at this level to talk about unclogging pores, treating acne, and how it deals with the bacteria in your skin. There are formulations we also make much higher salicylic acid, but they're designed for bunions and corns and warts. Like they're designed for specific things on your skin to literally dissolve that or break that down, to break down the keratinization. You would never in a zillion years use that formula that we use on warts, for example. You would not use it on your pimples, or your acne, or your pores. Right. It's the wrong, and if you do that, you're using a high dose, you literally can create a divot in your skin. So you need to understand that the 2% is deliberate, the 2% is correct, and the 2% should be used and if you find it a little too much for you, because that can happen, because remember those higher dosages, you're using it to treat something very specific for a short period of time. This is something that you should be using on a regular basis. You can cushion it with your ceramide. It loves it. You can cushion it with your niacinamide. That's very good. Go low and go slow. You don't need more than 2%, but you do need to use it regularly, especially if you're talking about sebaceous filaments, if you're talking about enlarged pores, if you're talking about constant kind of breakout, your skin is reactive.
Yeah.
Or oily.
And it's something, I like it. I'm not breaking out right now, but I do have that hormonal breakout. So this is in my toolbox, my cosmetic skincare toolbox. I have it on hand. Even if you don't need it right now, today, but you're subject to hormonal breakout or this or that, it's great to have. And then if you find that maybe you use too much, this set is great to have because then ceramide is there to help balance you out, calm you out. We're here to help you fix any of those skincare mistakes we like to talk about.
There's a skincare mistake that we've been fixing for a while, and people are taking salicylic acid, glycolic acid, some red serum product with a lot of acid in it, and putting it all over their face and literally burning their face.
Yes.
And then documenting their reaction. And, maybe it's once funny on TikTok or something, but the long-term effect of something like that, especially if you repeat it, especially that if you don't know what to do, or then you went out in the sun, These are like jokes you shouldn't play on yourself. When you're young, when you're 16, 18, 20, your body repairs itself very, very quickly. But your body doesn't as you get older. So you want to start taking things a little bit more serious. But even when you're young, maybe you don't see it. We see it. Because when we use cystoscopy, it's like, we see that, when you look at an iceberg, you see the top of the iceberg, the 1/10, 90% of it is under the ocean. When we use cystoscopy, and we're going to take you on a tour of our lab, of our skin testing, to show you all the different pieces of equipment, and another day. But when we're looking underneath the skin, we've even looked at kids 6, 8, 10 years old. And we already know they're going to have a lot of sun damage and other stuff in their future because you can see it. So be careful. Be aware.
Yes, exactly. That's all we have to say.
And this was supposed to be a happy show. This is supposed to be a happy presentation.
It is happy. I mean, we're giving them a great value, a great deal. We're educating on what not to mix and what to mix. Not only what not to mix and what to mix, but why. Why it's important.
Yeah.
Right? The why is always very important. We need to know the why. You need to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. I mean, you can't just follow us, but look it up. We encourage our customers to
ask questions, be nosy, get information,
send
learn.
us things that you want us to look at. We encourage that.
Absolutely.
Because the more you know,
the more you grow.
right?
Yes.
That's one place where more is better.
Yes. Yes. And as we said, we hope you enjoyed our From Lab to Lou. No, seriously. What to mix. No, to do. To be.
To do
and
or not to do.
As long as we didn't say do.
You just said it.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We
Thank
really
you.
enjoyed being here. I'm Manuela Marcheggiani.
I'm Patricia Frenza.
And make sure to get your duo.
Simple Science Correct and Protect Duo. You can look for it on our website. You can look for it on Instagram, but reach out to us. We're happy to answer comments, questions, anything you have for us.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you. Bye.
Isomers Laboratories is from Toronto, Canada. We're cosmetic chemists and we're scientists. So our formulations are proven and they're built on science and technology. As a cosmetic chemist for Isomers Laboratories, we have over 30 years experience in formulating, in understanding the skin and the different needs of the skin, from acne to aging to pigmentation. Everything that we do at Isomers Laboratories is done in-house. So we are the formulators and the inventors. We do the packaging, we do the labeling. So everything is 100% under our control. Nothing is farmed out. That's very important because it ensures that our formulations and the ingredients are the best, that the formulas are followed to the highest standards, that everything is done for efficacy and performance and safety. Our formulations are very gentle and effective at helping to reduce the visibility of pores, deal with the buildup of sebum, and really clean out that skin so you're going to get that beautiful, perfect complexion. If you have pigmentation issues, we have formulations that are going to target pigmentation, even out that skin tone. We also have formulations to protect you from dryness, dehydration, visible signs of aging, and yes, to even help you look your absolute best at any age. So welcome everybody to Isomers Skincare. We look forward to this journey together. Hey everyone, it's Manuela Marcheggiani from Isomers Skincare. Today I want to share all the benefits of directly shopping with us through isomers.ca. Everything we do is done in our lab, from formulation to packaging to shipping. This allows us to ensure that our formulas are produced following all the correct standards and that everything is executed at the highest efficacy, performance, and most importantly, safety. We offer free shipping on Canadian and American orders over 100. Our products are priced in Canadian dollars, which means our US and European customers get more value after exchange rates. If you're shopping outside of Canada, you won't have to pay any taxes or duties. Isomers has a rewards program that you can join for free. Earn points on every purchase, product review, photo submission, and much more. These points can be redeemed for discounts off future orders. Plus, get first access to exclusive promos and offers. Shop isomers.ca for clinically proven, science-based skincare, direct from our lab to you.